Any memorable wins at one of these conferences where you got something really important out of it? Where you're like, I'm glad that we all came together for this. And
that's a good question, and I think overall there's not many of those eureka moments. It's really more like climbing Everest. Every step that you're not slipping is kind of a eureka moment. It's like, holy shit, we didn't crash yet.
Right.
And so I remember the very first E3 was still one of the most memorable.
It was in Vegas, right?
Vegas or Atlanta?
The very first was
the moon.
Atlanta.
I think it was Atlanta.
Yeah,
I think so. I don't remember exactly. And we had, it could have been LA. I just don't remember the very first one. And we had the demo of Abe. Right? The first Abe game.
Yeah.
And we were just in this nightmare situation with our original venture capitalist trying to get out of that, and it was a whole rigmarole. And so we had to do all this stuff in secrecy. And GT at the time, they were really up and coming. Right. And we loved the guy who was running the place, Ron Shamos. He came from CBS Records. He built Gloria Estefan's career. He built Julio Iglesias' career. He got talent. And if you were walking around town in that day, he was the only one in the industry who got talent. The rest of them were coming from Silicon Valley. Very different way of dealing with talent. So we were all excited about that. And it was very secretive. And we had to keep all this, and who the hell knew who we were? No one. So we were stuck in this closet that was literally about half the size of this because we were like, it can't. We all this noise and our characters talk. You can't hear anything. If you can't hear anything, the game doesn't work. And it's like, don't worry about it. Marketing department, don't worry about it. Whatever. It'll be fine. You love it. It's like, guys, no. The reason you love it is because it digested it in a different meal. It wasn't in this huge smorgasbord of chaos. And so we got. We managed to secure the private closet.
Yes.
And it was like a curtain over. I mean, we had to makeshift it. We had boxes around. So it was like, you want to see these, kind of crazy people built this Oddworld thing, and then it was like a very select people, and it was like. And somehow that created like this great momentum. People they would come in and they'd be like, "Okay, what do you got?" And they were like, "Holy shit! This is so different." And I'll brag a little bit. I give a good demo. I give a really good demo. And they were like thrilled. We're sitting there and it's like sweat's dripping off our face. There's no air. We're literally doing it digitally. It's like this. And Sherry's like, and here's the screen, and we're all like this. And it went awesome. It was like that's when people were getting really excited about something innovative or something different. And talk about innovative, it was kind of retro because everyone was going 3D. I borrowed the money on 3D expertise, Sherry and I. Like, games are all going 3D. We're 3D experts. Give us the money. They gave us the money. We made a 2D game. And it was like, well, because we were more after the experience of the game rather than some particular tech that's cool today. So that was the most memorable one when we were tucked in the closet, and we still laugh about that to this day. And the people we met in that closet to this day, it was like, Bobby Kotick coming through, like the people that went through that closet. It was awesome, and that was a great, in a way, that was kind of a great, like in the closet release party. And it was only one person that could sit in there at a time.
That's awesome.
And there was something about that, like, here's all this flash and grandeur out there. And then guys are going, did you see what's in the closet? That's totally different. You got to go up and see that. And then it became like this big line.
Exclusive thing.
And then that was really exciting. And then the other thing that for me, now this is just personally gratifying, right, was then Abe's coming out. And we built the theater. Like, we actually had some clout at that time. It was like, come on, GT, we need a theater. It's game speak. You can't hear it in here. So we built a theater. Really following on the feet of the guys on the tails of the guys who did, Amazing Studios. You remember them? And they did Alone in the Dark. Then they did Flashback. And then they did the other game. It took them forever. They got a lot of visibility. It took them forever, and they came out. It wasn't all that. But I saw that they had done that the year before. And we're watching in E3. When we were in the closet, they had a theater on the floor. And when I went in to see their game, and there was a French company, George Lucas is sitting in there. And he's watching, and I'm like, we got to do a theater. So the next year, we're coming out, and it's 97, and we're going to, have this theater on the floor.
Right.
And 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 I'm like, there's no one going to be there. This is going to be a disaster. Like, who cares? We're nobody. And then the show started, and the line all of a sudden happened to get in the theater, and then it was there the entire show. And then when I'd be walking by the line, standing in line, Miyamoto, Trip Hawkins, all these people, and then it was like, Trip Hawkins is in line again. What's going on? I'd go over and I'd just like, I'd like to meet you. I really, this and that. And he goes, oh, I think this is great. I brought my wife. This is my wife, and now I want to show her. And they're waiting in line, and I was like, I can't believe this. That was a great moment, but I don't know what it really added to that. Say, and then we got this Russian distribution deal or something.
Right.
Not so much, but. Like I said, it's kind of like climbing Everest. Like every step that you can keep a firm footing and get a little bit closer, it takes a lot of those to really get there. And then you might have some like little explosions of smaller operations and stuff early, like some indie games or something, right? And that might like boom, and it'll be like, wow, it just happened. We built this when we were at USC, and then we released on Xbox Arcade, and now it's the top seller. Wow, and it's like, and now you're going to get in the industry. Right.